Welcome to Lee County Pod. This is Jack Campbell. Pete, would you please introduce our guest today?
Thank you, Jack. Our guest is Evelyn Rising, a resident of Hobbs and a person who wears several different hats in the community. Evelyn, it's good to have you here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And I'm sorry my voice is hoarse. I'm coming off a 3-week sickness, hospitalization.
So, it's interesting. Early this morning, as I was getting ready to go out, I was thinking of this podcast, and an individual came into my mind, Carl Mackey, and he's somebody who you knew very well, and I knew certainly, who has been gone for a few years now. But I was thinking of all Carl meant to the community, and how to me he really set the standard for integrity, and when he thought that something was not right, he was not shy about making that known and doing something about it. But interesting how, I think back to those days when you and I first met all the way back to New Mexico Junior College, and that's where I met Carl too. So small world. And then we have, of course, the Lee County Museum in common, and the African American room there, and all other activities.
Oh, I'm so glad you're mentioning Carl. I do miss him, and I want to shout out to one of his daughters who had a birthday yesterday.
Oh.
So I do keep in touch. I see his wife often at the grocery store. So they're still involved in the community, part of their church, a part of the African American community. So I do love them. I thank Carl. We were longtime friends, and I'm still friends with his sister, Mrs. Jean Hodge, who is one of the great soloists here in Hobbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. And I love Carl because he wasn't shy about speaking out about what he felt harmful to his family, his community, his church, his family, his friends, and we shouldn't be. And that brings me to a topic of when you asked what did I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I thought, and last night it just hit me. Where do we do the things we do or say? What comes from it? Certainly there's so much going in the world today, not only in our communities, but in other states, out of the country. How do we process it? How do we stay positive? And how do we speak truth without harming others?
Mm-hmm.
And you have anything that you want to interject at this time?
Well, the thing is, first is the definition of truth. And where does truth arise from? Where does it come from? Perhaps you can address that, is from your heart.
From your heart and from your brains, because you're built for survival, not protection. You're built to, as long as you live, I want to make sure my space is good. But I want to make sure Pete's space is good. How do I do that without anchoring you from something I've said or done? So
That is the challenge, isn't it?
Yes.
Being able to communicate in a way that the truth is made known
yes.
without causing additional injury. How would you go about that?
First of all, I try to look, when I meet you, Jack, I looked at you and I saw a man with interest. And I looked at you and I looked at your eyes. Sometimes eyes are telling. You can see anger, you can see hurt, you can see pain, you can see sickness, and that makes you either want to take a step forward, stay where you are, or take a step back. How do you feel? Do you think differently?
I think, again, it's an old poetic trope, if you will, that the eyes are the mirrors or the windows of the soul. The eyes are the gateway. But again, when you look someone in the eyes, it's one-on-one.
Yes.
And you have to get close. You can't really do it from far away. And you have to get within that personal space.
And I agree, and that's what we are. I can come in and look at people around and look at them and kind of see if they're maybe, if I could approach them to take a step back. You know, just immediate glimpses, but upon, as you say, approaching and getting closer, it's what makes the connection, what makes the communication. To avoid conflict and, however, to be at peace, to be rewarded. You know, our bodies are built for rewards. What if I hadn't shown up today? Lost, right? Disconnect. I never want to hear that person's name again. They're dishonest. They're untrustworthy.
Unreliable.
There you go. Okay.
Irresponsible. All those
Yes.
things, negative
Yes.
things.
Yes, okay.
You know, I guess, from what you've been saying, and Jack too, is maybe I would say we do, or we try to do the best we can, as the saying goes, with what we have. And certainly one thing we have is our community here, Lee County. And we were just noting on the way here today, all of the changes in the landscape of Lee County, just from going from City Hall all the way to where we are now at Undergrounds. How where the old Walmart is, there's different places, and the landscape changes so much. And right now, I'm thinking further down the highway here in Hobbs, the event center is getting a major facelift.
Love it. Love it.
How that's going to impact the community.
Yes, yes. And upon that, Hobbs is growing. We recently got a new, burger place, Bonus Burgers.
I was just there yesterday.
Was it good?
So.
Oh, okay. Just have to give it time. But that makes me, it feels exciting to me.
Yeah.
We don't have the first, how many years do we live here? You only had 2 or 3 places to eat.
Sure.
Slowly you have more eating places, more choices. And that even brings now that I used to could get here in 5 minutes. I like it that more people are seeing the value in Hobbs, but then it takes away from the small rural community because it's now traffic, you have to get around. I love it. I think about our Boys and Girls Club. What is it, a $10 million facility that takes you forever? What is it, one of a kind within 650 miles?
And there again too, I was not aware until
We drove by.
a half hour ago that the Boys and Girls Club had a new building.
Oh, wow. Have you gone inside?
I have not gone
Oh,
inside.
no. You can't really appreciate it.
So
you
you
need
go
to
inside?
go inside and ask for a tour. That really makes you boast more.
Oh,
Even
gee.
maybe think about a podcast with one of the youth, some of the youth and the staff there.
That is entirely possible.
Okay.
That is
Yeah, because
entirely-
we're always looking to engage young people, and we have this open mic series, and thinking, to try to get young people to come there and express themselves.
That's a great one. And then Lee County Center for the Arts. I think last week or less than 2 weeks ago, I've been so sick and been out of it, but I thought they had an art display by youth. And even maybe getting involved with the schools. Let me tell you about a challenge. A couple of days ago, I was invited to the library. I think PBS wanted to come down and do something on rural communities.
Oh,
Okay, so I was one of the speakers. But what I encountered were youth who were in the teen court system because they had been bullied and didn't know how to react. So our youth are important. And it left me thinking, if my youth are unhappy, what does it look like for my future?
yeah, excellent
A
point.
woman in her going toward her 80s, in her late mid 70s, what does it look like for me? So it is a challenge to engage our youth, to know that they're well off, what's bothering them that can be fixed, so that as we slowly enter our life of decline, we know that we're going to be okay.
Such a good point.
Let me postulate this. Isn't that where the families of Lee County really need to gel?
Yes, but how do we?
That's a very good question. A lot of families are so fractured
Yes.
and so broken,
Yes.
and it seems to me that we have left a lot behind from my own family. I had a complete family. I had a dad who worked the oil field. I had a mom who ran the house. And I grew up good.
Yes, but traditional families are no longer.
That seems to be, I think, the real crux of the problem is that we have abandoned many of the good things about traditional households.
So, and do you see it going back that way?
I really don't.
So how do we
unless
preserve?
we have a revival.
Right. And and who's going to come? We know the churches are empty now.
Most of them.
And we know the organizations are dwindling. They're seeking membership. You go to most of the organizations, they only have a few people who care to try to keep it going. And how do the few, this is my question, how do the few immerse into every organization to keep it strong? Because you have a life as well. You have a house to clean, you have food, you have health. You need to get away to yourself. You have your little fur babies. So you have a whole crooks that's keeping you away. So how do we strengthen one another to keep everything going?
Possibly by being out there in the community, letting people know that you are out there and what you're doing, and sometimes that's easier said than done because, you have to be in Lubbock for a doctor and you have to be here and there too, but to steadily be out there. We're trying to do that in a sense with our podcast series. We call it Lee County NM Voices, but we've got the podcast series, and then we've got a YouTube series where for each YouTube segment we'll talk about one poem in detail, and then we've got the open mic series. And the open mic series has been the most challenging in getting people to physically come out. We do it early at night because we think that might be the the best time to do it, but we're flexible that way. If we thought there was a better time, we'd do it then. And
Have you thought about doing flyers, little mini flyers,
We have.
and sending them out? On Sundays they used to post all the different organizations and where they're located and sending them to them, or listing them and saying, let's invite this person.
yeah.
Two or three to interact with certain topics to get it out there.
Yeah, we haven't done that with organizations. Maybe we should.
That's a
Maybe
possibility.
we
Because
should.
they're the ones with the people.
Yeah, what's good about the open mic, Evelyn, is anybody can come to it, and if they have, if you have a poem to recite, fine. If you have a story to tell, fine.
Or
If
a
you want
song.
to do, it could be even for music or to display an artwork. But if you have an issue in the community that you want to talk about, you can do it. At the open mic, it's not just for arts.
I love it.
But it's the thing of getting people out
And
there
there
to do
again
it.
is the little flyer to send out
Yeah.
and start out with just maybe one or two. Take one end of a spectrum and put them together to
Yeah.
bring a commonality.
But we're working on it. It's because we've had larger audiences, and then we've had smaller audiences, and very small. Yeah, but it's like a forum, where you can talk not to a screen, but to a live audience.
I have a
think
short story,
Young-
not next month, but month after. I would like to come and just recite
Cool
my
thing.
short story.
Sure, yeah.
The open mic is usually the last Thursday of each month.
And where is it?
That's at the BFF Yogurt in the Del Paso Center.
On Del Paso.
Okay.
Yeah. See,
okay.
we
The last
advertise it on
Thursday of
Facebook.
each month.
Right.
Yeah, we I could send you a poster of it when we do it, because we're on Facebook together. But
At what time?
7
7
p.m. Because we think that's the best time for everybody.
And this is the perfect time people need to get out. It's been cold and
Yeah.
windy, and now people want to get
And
out.
things are getting
And this is
warmer.
time for people to build. We have so many new people in Hobbs that need to know about this, who's talented, that we don't
yeah.
want to miss out.
It's a challenge, but the thing is, we enjoy doing it, and like we enjoy these podcasts. I mean, what we're doing right now started with Jack and I sitting at a table, maybe it was in this room,
was right here.
saying, gee, I wonder if we could ever do a podcast, and here, how many have we done now? We've done almost combined
It's going
almost
to be
40
close
of
to,
them.
all combined about 45.
Oh, see, I didn't know it.
Yeah.
This is something for me to go back into my community and spread the word.
You bet. You bet.
No,
Yeah,
and-
we would
and-
love that.
No, and the thing is that, we all have stories to tell. We all have stories to tell, and that's the important thing. There's a story,
Yes.
and sometimes it's a sad story. Sometimes it's a joyful story. Sometimes it's a confusing story. But we all have a story, and
And you still respect that person.
Yeah.
You still, where I feel the thread is unraveled. Many people have lost respect because they've lost touch, they've lost feeling, and why?
I'm just noting that, Jeff, we need to keep track of our time.
Right.
But the beauty of it is, if we wanted to have another podcast, we can do that.
And I love it.
It's flexible.
And I thank you for inviting me to even lay down thoughts and to remember.
But
Okay.
before we go, I mean,
before we go, what do you want to say to Lee County?
I want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part, to embrace me, to let me have a say.
are we out of? We're not out of time. Are we?
Not that much. I don't think we've
And I
gone
want
30
to say
minutes.
to my enemies, if I've done anything, forgive me. And to my friends, thank you for loving me.
Oh yeah, but see the one thing, Evelyn, too, with these, what we're doing right now in this podcast, it's not an interview, it's a conversation, which that's what we strive for. And but we try to do them like a minimum of 30 minutes, but not to go over 45 because
Oh yeah, we're
people are busy, and you know, I'm going to listen to a podcast for 45 minutes if it's holding my attention, and all, because I've listened to some where, I mean, they go on, and you want to say get to the point.
And I agree with you. And you know what? Podcasts are like Zoom to me.
Yeah,
After, you know, they tell you even when you give speeches, don't go over a certain limit time because you lose people's.
yes, and,
So I
and,
understand.
and really, what our podcast here to me is about is just friendship and exchanging ideas and feelings among friends, and it's been gratifying for me to introduce you and Jack to each other, and you and I have known each other. I hesitate to say how many years. Yeah. Now Jack is and one thing that you two have in common is you both lived in Hobbs longer than I have, and I've been here a good while now too.
How long have you been here, Jack?
I've been here all my life.
And you won't give me a just
Since let's just say since about 1965.
okay.
I was
good
born
enough.
in '63.
Okay.
And-
So yeah, I got you. You didn't have to tell that. I was just guessing. You couldn't say yes or no. We don't.
And he is a graduate of U.S. Well, it was CSW
Right.
at the
Oh,
time.
you. Well, I got my bachelor's from CSW and my master's from USW. So we both been. What did you get yours in?
I got mine in business.
Oh, okay.
I got mine in business management,
Okay. Okay.
and
All right.
sort of went.
So it's nice to meet you. Hi, brother.
Hi, brother. Hi, sis.
You were the registrar, right?
Yes,
you were the W?
yeah. CSW, I think it was, and then
Still-
I went in and I went into the education with Dr. Mary Harris, who I love so much, over in helped her as associate dean. So I was in education, but you know what? It just strengthened me in the community, and now I'm with University of New Mexico as a health extension rural officer. So it did nothing but strengthen me, enable me to do greater and better work.
And you're also on the board of New Mexico Junior College, where
Yes.
I worked for 30 years.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. And I love it because we're doing so many wonderful things, and the youth we're educating, sending on to higher ed, you know, hopefully going to come back to Hobbs.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of a challenge? Now, I know that when I was growing up and going through, is that everybody wanted to get out of Hobbs, and when they did, a lot of them came back. A lot of them, and it's not because they came back successful. They came back because the world beat them up.
Because did we prepare them?
Yeah, we
Did we prepare them? We're such a close-knit community.
I really think that we wound up. They weren't ready for the urban life because they went to larger communities.
Well, they look out. This is what we come down. Most places in a huge city, how long does it take to get there? If you don't have a vehicle, what is the cost of transportation?
Right.
Are you going to get there in a time limit? I was looking at something on news yesterday. They couldn't even get there because of an accident on the street.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So do we teach them, how do we build up this community to say, we're unique, we're different, but there are challenges out there,
Right.
and how do we help you address and get ready for those challenges?
Right.
We don't do that.
Because I think a lot of times we don't think about it. That the part of it is we don't know the right questions to ask.
Well, first of all, we hate to see them go, so anything we can do to keep them here.
That's a real thing. To be honest, that's a real thing, and there's a lot of folks who want to keep their kids close to home because they're scared.
Well, look at us. You're in the state of New Mexico. And UNM all over has free tuition once you graduate. But they'll really take Texas Tech, even though they're still going to cost them a little fee because they're coming out of, rather than go to UNM because of the distal gap.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're so close to Texas. I thought, maybe I'm crazy. I've been hearing so much when I was so sick last week that somebody's trying to take Hobbs and make it a part of Texas. Did I
Oh,
hear
isn't that
correct?
crazy? Yeah, I heard about
Did
that too.
Did I hear that?
Yeah,
You heard it right.
There was a state legislator that proposed that Eddy, Lee, and Chaves County secede from New Mexico and tried to join Texas. And
Pretty crazy to me.
Let me put it this way. I'm 3 miles from the state line of Texas. If I wanted to move in Texas, I could just...
yeah, and that's been pointed out on social media quite a bit.
Okay, so...
But the thing is that there are some Texas legislators who are taking that kind of seriously.
Well, maybe I wonder, do they have children? Because right now, and people may disagree with me, but I appreciate the governor making free child health care possible so people can get out and learn to work, learn the value of making a dollar, saving, possibly making a purchase, making New Mexico your homestead, instead of looking elsewhere into other states because they can't afford to work.
Sure.
So we have to look at many things. It's not just one, it's a whole succession. And we have good schools, good educators here, wonderful educators. But how do we get rent control to get other, the school is short of educators. They can't even afford to come here to live because we don't have any rent control. And how do we diversify? I love the fact oil and gas has been good to many of us. It's still good to me. We look around, but how do we diversify and still appreciate oil and gas, but still bring in others who can contribute to the table to make it wonderful?
There are so many challenges, and the answers don't readily present themselves. And no, it's like, could we bring in a water park? Well, we have issues with water. We have with availability because our aquifer is being depleted.
Yes.
And without the groundwater, there's no city, there's no house.
Oh, there's nothing of anything, and especially living in a desert city.
And again, things that you look at larger communities. I mean, even over in Lubbock, you look at what Lubbock has done. There's a cost to it. I think a lot of people are questioning what that cost will be, and it's not just money. It's cost in identity. It's cost in spirituality. There are all these different levels of what you have to give up in order to get. And isn't that the who do you serve? When it comes down to it, ultimately, who are you serving?
True.
Are you serving Mammon? Or are you serving the Lord of Hosts?
I'm serving the Lord of hosts. I make no realms about it, God. And we all have a spirituality about us. It's who we serve. Some people said nature, some said plants, some said animals. But again, it goes back to respect. If that's what you want to serve, I'm not here to say no. I'm here to say, go for it. How can I help you build that without losing my integrity or my identity?
Are we okay?
We're okay. We're about 25 minutes in, maybe about 30 minutes in.
Oh, okay. I thought, for some reason, I thought we started a little bit before 11.
We're exactly 30 minutes in.
Oh, okay. because there's things,
Well,
again, I'm thinking now another thing that we really, I mean, I think the topic here is what we have in common. You know, we three with each other and with the community too. But pertaining to that, the Lee County Museum right now, I think, is in a transitional period, and you and I, Evelyn, worked together getting the African American room established.
And I was so sick when Ann left.
Yeah,
I hope Ann is listening. I love her.
Ann Beal did so much there
Yes.
too.
So I sent kisses and hugs to her.
Yeah.
Because she worked and labored. That was a dream.
So hard.
And at the time I was I've been working so hard in the community. Maybe that's why I got sick, okay? Just trying to do too much here and there.
Yeah.
And still couldn't fulfill it all.
Yeah.
But
that African American room did not come about easily.
and it's still some pictures I have to get. I have them there for you, and I want to get them to you.
And yeah, Ann Beal put so much into that and into so many of the exhibits at the museum.
Yes.
And now I think that they are between having directors, you know, because
Yes.
Jim Harris
Jim
did such
had-
an amazing job for
Yes.
so long, and then
Mary's husband. Can I interject and say
yeah,
that?
Mary's
Okay.
husband, our good friends,
Okay.
and Rosa DePorto,
Yes,
but
Rose.
now I think that I'm not sure I'm not sure if they have a director, but I
They
hope
advertising for one.
I'm not sure.
I haven't seen anything lately, but their previous director,
Rosa, it was
no, Christy Newton,
Yeah, was
was
just
there
there
for like a
briefly.
month or
I don't think I knew
Yeah.
her. Okay.
No, she sort of crossed over from. She started out at the Lee County Surf Department,
Okay.
and then
okay.
she crossed over through.
Okay.
No, I don't know what was in between, but she wound up at the museum,
Okay.
and she had some issues with the board of directors.
We think we're not sure of everything, but she's not there anymore. And to my knowledge, they don't have a director at present. So we're just wondering, you know, what will happen there, and hoping that all those exhibits continue to thrive,
Yes.
and that the
It
museum.
took so long to build up, and it's such a
Yeah.
beautiful presentation. So
Yeah.
even the rooms, you could host small community gatherings.
Yeah.
How about nonprofits who don't have a meeting place coming there and paying a little?
Sure.
It's a way to get it back out there.
Oh yeah,
again.
yeah. Even though it's not in Hobbs, where we live and where we are right now, it's still a very important part of. It's the county museum, and certainly a landmark in
Yes.
the neighboring town of Lovington. So
And
we
to
hope it
include-
continues to
You know,
thrive.
so many organizations and businesses are always looking for, they need to get away and have a workshop. What about coming there? You don't have to travel far, but
Yeah.
you still can have the convenience of a private workshop one-on-one to get together. So
Sure.
many ways to get that going.
Oh yeah, and hopefully it'll continue to prosper. But thinking also too, right now, an institution that is physically changing and evolving is New Mexico Junior College. There's so much construction going on there.
Yeah, and the workforce development is outstanding, because certainly we know a lot of them as they grew up here in Lee County and part of the oil and gas. They don't want to continue higher ed, but the workforce development is offering even short-term programs to become certified, to become more knowledgeable, to be able to fulfill your dreams of working in a field you would love and want to grow and encourage and still build up Lee County.
Sure. And yeah, New Mexico Junior College, such an important part
Yes,
of the county
yes.
as well. Yeah.
Yes.
And
And the nursing school, you know.
Yeah,
Have you gone to the nursing school and went inside and walked around and saw
I
how
have not.
interactive it is?
Yeah, I've not been inside
I
there.
encourage you to do that.
And speaking of that, though, too, didn't New Mexico Junior College acquire the old Lee Regional? Is it Lee Regional, the hospital?
But we were going to destroy it. You know, there's too much going on, and yes, and that all came about through the county, as you know.
So they have that building now.
Yeah. So.
Oh, how
we were-
interesting!
Well, yeah, but I don't get into that because we're trying to look at the value, the benefit, but we do think there can be some things, but until we come together to discuss it further and go in with others involved in the community, we will.
Do you know right now, if I may ask, where the graduation would be held for NMJC for this year?
It's going to be at the high school.
Oh, really?
Yes, we're so excited.
Oh, gee, wow.
Yes. And
How interesting.
This is what I'm saying. We all work together to accommodate one another, to help one another until we get the event center going. And that's the beauty of Lee County.
Yeah.
Many else with their graduation coming up and others' graduation, that they are so accommodated.
How neat, yeah. I wouldn't have known had
Yes,
you.
yes.
Because one of our guests that we've had a couple of times for podcasts is Manny Gomez.
Yes, and when Manny is fabulous. He's been
Yeah.
so good to, even when I was sick, can we bring you meals?
We hope to have him back and
Yes.
you as well.
Yes, yes.
Our last visit with Manny, it was with the interim chief of police, Wade Lyons, and right
Oh,
now
he's
we're
wonderful.
Yeah, very nice. And we're on the cusp of getting a permanent chief of police again, and I'm not sure who that will be.
And I'm sure as soon as they are, you can invite them. And if it's Wade, I think is outstanding. But it's whoever the voters feel they want to go for. But
Sure.
I do
Yeah.
thank Wade. He has been exceptional and good for the city. Okay.
Yeah, we enjoyed having him along with Manny on one of our fairly recent podcasts
And they
too.
hope to fulfill positions within them. You know, there's so many, as I say, in Lee County, it's nowhere you can go. Everywhere you can go, somebody's asking for, would you like to work? We have a position. Please apply. And they're the same. Okay.
Yeah. We all want a prosperous, healthy
I just want a
Hobbs
prosperous,
in Lee
healthy.
County.
Yes, because I love living here. I love the people. I do.
Yeah, a Lee County that perhaps our dear departed friend Carl Mackey envisioned back in the early 90s.
Well, others have, you know, I think about Reverend F.W. Wells, Reverend Ward, my father, Reverend Watkins, the Tools, the former educators. I think about Mr. Joseph Cotton, who's part of the NAACP, trying to create a inclusive community and respectability for all. For former Judge White, who's still out there on the battlefield, trying to make sure that equality and justice is equal for all. There are so many I could name. It would take up the rest of the day.
And there may be another podcast too.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing comes from nothing.
That's
as they
right.
say.
I think we're at the end of our time. Pete, any last words or?
Yes. Just to thank Evelyn Rising for being our guest today, and it's so good to see you again, Evelyn. It's been too long, and we would love to have you back again because you have so many good and important things to share.
I don't know about that. I just love having a pulse on my community to know what's going on, to be a part. And there are wonderful activities coming up. Reading Under the Lights. You might want to go there. I think it's
Tonight.
I hope you go there, look around, and find someone to speak to. Becca Titus, from United Way is
Right.
going to be there.
Yes,
Think about that.
another guest we've
so
had.
go and it's wonderful things going on in our city, and there's never a dull moment. You don't have to worry about what am I going to do. And I encourage taking the Hop News Sun because they certainly let you know what's going on in the community and where you can be a part.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Jack with Lee County Pod, signing off.
Now we can say what we